Hi, we're doing a what do you need to know reading. We're going to tap into current energy and then we're going to look for some advice for you. If you guys have not seen me before, I am Cloudy. Nice to meet you. I've been reading tarot since 2018 and I've been posting on TikTok for about 4 years now. So you may have seen me there. But if it's your first time seeing me, nice to meet you. I want to say that I like to use astrology when I'm reading tarot, as well as my intuition to guide us through the reading. So we're going to be using this deck today, and we may also look into a oracle deck as well. Depending on how we feel for the reading, we'll see how we're guided. But I've already smoke cleansed, and let's get 2 more shuffles in, and then let's begin. So what's going on with this collective right now? Let's tap in. What are you guys dealing with? Okay. Feeling a little frustrated within the love department, I see. You guys might be dealing with a Pisces, or you are a Pisces, or you could be a Gemini, dealing with the Gemini. This is undeniably a love reading. Scorpio could also be a relevant energy. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Lots of reversed energy, okay? Knight of Cups in reverse, the Moon in reverse, the Lovers in reverse, Death in reverse, and then the World. All I can say is there is a heaviness within love. You feel like things have not been going accordingly. Perhaps you feel like these people that you were having these relationships with, these interactions with within love, they weren't really explaining who they were, right? There might have been some liars. They might have not been telling you what's the deal, what's my intentions, that sort of thing. And ultimately these connections just didn't work out, right? You would see their true colors and you're like, wow, like I don't fit with you. Like we don't see eye to eye here. And I feel like you guys have been going through this pattern where it's like, okay, I'm with this person and I feel like it's moving forwards. I feel like they want commitment with me. I feel like we're on the same page. I think that they like me. They're acting like they like me. You know, we're having this connection that's like we may as well be dating. You know, I feel connected with them. I'm seeing eye to eye, or it's like I think I am. I think that this is moving along and it's growing into something. I think I'm going to start dating them, right? Or like I think that they want a future with me, that sort of thing. It just feels like this constant energy where it's like a constant pattern where these people, like maybe you've been lied to, you've been betrayed in some sort of way. Maybe these people weren't loyal to you. Maybe you learned that you were not the only person that they were dealing with, and it's like, wow, like, you know, I thought there was something happening here, like what happened? And it keeps on happening where it's like I thought it's just like the people that like I'm having these interactions with, but now I'm starting to think, is it me? Like, why am I attracting all these people in where it's just like they think that they can walk all over me, right? It feels like you are in this position where you feel like love is impossible, like it doesn't exist, like it's something so far from you. It's like you want to be in love, you desire love, but it's like, why is it that I'm tricked? Like, oh, there's someone who, you know, maybe someone messaged you yesterday and you're like, well, I would give you a chance, but it's like I don't know if I want to, because it's like the other 3 people did this thing, right? Or however many, right? It just feels like it's a constant pattern where it's like you know, maybe the pool is just so small and it's just like we're left with the terrible people. But it's like now I'm starting to wonder, like, I'm seeing this person get in a relationship, I'm seeing that person get into a relationship. When is it my turn? Like, what is it about me? What is it about me? Like, I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Am I not looking in the right places? But there also seems to be like this energy here where it's like, you know, you have seen so much hurt in the past. It's like, why should I try again? Why should I? Right? Where you might be like resisting like a new like opportunity coming your way because you're like, well, you know, I'm so wounded. It's like I've been knocked on the ground time and time again. Why should I trust you? Why can't I just receive the love that I want to receive? But I just feel like you guys are so closed off to it now because you've been slapped in the face time and time again. All right, well, what do I have to say about this energy? With the World card here, you guys have completed some sort of cycle, right? There was something important that you had to learn here, and that's why the lesson was happening time and time again. This could have been like a, you know, maybe you were entertaining these people and you weren't putting yourself first, and maybe just after so much time you realize, like, no, I have to put myself first, right? And maybe this recent person, you really put your foot down, and that's how you completed this cycle, where it's taken you so long to learn that, right? It could be along that theme. All in all, a cycle has been completed, and you guys are about to get successful within the love department. Okay? You are going to find someone who is going to make you feel like you belong, right? They're gonna be a good fit. I heard perfect match, so they could be a perfect match as well. But I'm hearing like it just makes sense, right? You look good together. So let's go tap into what's coming in, right? Some advice, we'll look into like what's coming, and we'll get the vibe for that, and then we'll go look into some advice. So what's happening? There's an energy here where it's like, pay attention, like still a part of that lesson, right? We're ending the cycle, but I feel like this is the energy, like a reminder, okay? A reminder. Do not, if someone does not, if you don't think like someone, like you don't have to think like match with how someone thinks, but it's like the basics, right? Are you, like, what is your standard? Right? We have to think about this thing. Maybe you guys have a defined standard, but for some of you guys, maybe you don't, right? Where it's like perhaps there's this energy of like not having like a strict standard, right? Maybe you're like, "Oh, I want someone who is who shares the same religion with me," right? But then maybe you keep on going down these routes where it's like, okay, well, look at your history. You're not respecting that. Is that a part of your standard, right? Maybe you desire someone who, you know, their love language is gift giving, right? And you keep on dealing with people whose love language is physical touch, right? Or you need someone who respects your own love language, but you keep on going down these paths where it's like, okay, well, that's not their love language. I'm just going to accept it for what it is, right? But then it's like, it's not even compromising, it's just putting yourself down, right? There is this energy of like needing to rewire that system, because that is like directly highlighting that you are not listening to your own standard. There's also another energy here where it's like there's something about going to the loudest person in the room where it's like the people who stand out, right? Maybe there's something of like you're strictly thinking about looks is what I'm hearing. Okay, because it's like, what do you see? Like, what is the most noticeable thing? Okay, if someone's loud, then your eyes are gonna look to where the sound is, right? But it's like, if you look amongst a group and you look at the person who's most attractive, then perhaps it's like you know, maybe you're looking at the person who's most attractive, but maybe this is almost like the energy of needing to assess all your options, because there's a lingering energy that I'm hearing here, which is like, you need yourself a nerd, right? And I said this to one of my friends a long time ago, because essentially what I told her, I'm like, you keep on dealing with these people who, are super social people, who have a lot of friends, who, are on dating apps and stuff like that. And, they're just the vibe that they give off. It's like, going into it, it's a little like, you can catch the red flags. Like, going into it, you could see like this person, like these people are possessive, and then it's like you're shocked that this person is controlling, and that you need to send a picture of yourself every time you go out with them. It's kind of like that, where it's like, you need to be more mindful about who you're selecting, right? Because I feel like it's almost like rewiring your standard here, right? If it's going to bother you, like if you have a wound within yourself that it's like, okay, maybe you're dealing with partners who aren't loyal to you, but it's like you surround yourself with people who it's like, okay, maybe they have a history of having a lot of partners, or they have a history of being a player. You can tell they're that sort of vibe, right? Well, it's kind of like, if they have a history of being a player, if they're a known cheater, right, then it's like, unfortunately, and I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this, if you are dealing with a known cheater, you can't be surprised if they cheat again, okay? And I think that's something that some of you need to keep in mind, okay? But let's go take a look in terms of like, what else? There's also an energy here in terms of like the advice, right? I feel like maybe it's best to not tap into like what's coming in, because I feel like it's on the horizon. It's just kind of like the focus of this reading here is to focus more on like, what is it that you need to do, right? What is it that you need to do to navigate this situation, instead of like, the essence is that you're ending the cycle. You're starting to understand that, maybe your standards, maybe you're putting, like, maybe you're starting to realize like, oh, there's a repeated pattern here, and I don't like it, right? With that Judgment on the bottom of the deck, it does feel like you're truly waking up to the possibilities, and I feel like that's why this cycle is ending. But I feel like there's also like, if there is a hurt from these people in the past, and if you put that energy into your next relationship, right? You have this wound. Oh, I've been cheated on. Oh, like, there's other people. Oh, they don't care about me. Oh, like, I have bad trust issues because of the people from my past. Just all these things. Like, let's focus on trust issues. If you go into a connection with trust issues, then you're going to bring this like insecure energy into this connection. And it's the energy, like the advice here is highlighting, you need to release, like, you need to work on this trust issue, for example, right? Because it's like, if you keep on thinking like, oh, it's gonna be like the last person, well, you making this assumption that this person is literally like all the people before, not only is it putting you in this energy where it's like, oh, I'm still stuck in this pattern, this is just going to be like the last time, it's also putting this expectation that it's like, this person needs to be different, and it's almost like they need to fix me, right? They need to show up, and they have to like show up and prove me wrong, right? But it's like, if you have these expectations, if you have this doubt, like, oh, if there's this fresh love coming in, maybe there's a desire like, oh, this person's going to treat me right, that sort of thing, but I don't believe that, where I'm just waiting for them to turn around and be like the rest of them, right? That is the issue. That is the issue here. Okay, so do keep that in mind. Please do keep that in mind, okay? I'm gonna go into an oracle card. Let's go into a soul's journey lesson card, because this truly feels like, when we're talking about cycles, this talks about the journey, right? So it's very important that we highlight that energy, right? We look through that and we navigate that, right? So let's go take a look. Humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. See, that fits. That really does fit. Let's go take a look. Let me read this card for you. Humor. This is your card. There are definitely parts of your life that require serious attention, but you have to learn to have fun. Don't neglect things that bring you joy or make you laugh. Besides the health benefits to your physical body, your emotional and mental bodies reap huge rewards from the art of joy. Seek out the people who make you feel good about being alive. Avoid cynicism and pessimism. Remember that. Avoid cynicism and pessimism. Always look at your cup as being half full instead of half empty. The endless chatter of this physical dimension can seep into your conscious mind, so do your best to listen to happy music, read soul-enriching fiction, and be wary of the movies and TV shows that can darken your mood. Happy people attract happy people, right? If you're not in that proper mindset, if you're feeling a little bit pessimistic, if you're feeling a little bit down, if you're having some doubts, at the end of the day, if you're embodying this negative energy, you're going to be stuck in that negative energy, but you embody that positive energy. It allows more positivity to free flow throughout, right? So try your best to work through those things, but that is your reading, so I'm going to leave that there. I feel like as you guys are, at the end of the day, you work through the mindset and you work through those doubts, you start to see things fall into place. I'll always say your self-concept, right? I do feel like this collective really needs to work on their self-concept, as in, believing that you are deserving of love, that you're deserving of loyal love, that you're deserving of people that see eye to eye to you, that people who are actually willing to work with you and create something, right? You can attract commitment. If you feel like society as a whole, there is that major aspect that society as a whole, with dating apps and with all these different things, it's like there is a lot of trust that is shattered, right? But it's also your responsibility to push through that, because it's entirely possible. We can see love around us in every way if we look for it, right? But sometimes we feel so heavy if our current circumstances just don't fit that mold, right? That mold that we see other people going through, right? Oh, how can they have it but I don't, right? What am I doing wrong, right? That's the mindset that we need to work through. So that is your reading. Please let me know if that reading resonated. And as always, be sure to like and subscribe. If you guys are interested in a personal reading, you can find it on my Etsy, Cloudy Tarot and Oracle. So thank you very much for hanging out, and best of luck.